Hello my great looking people, Karma here, back at it again with another Infinite Warfare video, and I first must apologize for not coming out with the video in a long minute. As you know, I do requests for everybody, and my last request was to get a nuke with 5 unstoppable medals. Now if you guys haven't noticed from my gameplay, I am not what you would call a careful player. I am more satisfied winning a face-to-face gunfight than shooting 3 enemies in the back. But I am getting close, and it's only a matter of time before I get it, after trying every day for, I don't know, about 2 hours a night, every day for the last couple weeks. I do get close. I will get there eventually, but for today we'll be going over the trencher and is it comparable to the HVR as well as the best class setup for the trencher. Now when the trencher was introduced, I did notice it was a 3-shot to kill at close range, and my first thought was, this is just like the HVR, right? It's a small SMG with 3 shots to kill, pretty much like the HVR. However, when we look at the stats and test those stats, I think you may be surprised to see that the stats are not always true. But let's just check it out right now. Okay, first off, kudos to the guys come out with these new weapons. They're actually pretty usable and enjoyable to play with. So after a while messing around with the trencher, I began to realize it can be comparable to the HVR. Pretty close in size, minus the huge magazine sticking out the side of it, and a stock of course. But they both are SMGs, and they both can kill in 3 shots. But then I look at the stats and notice that the stats on the HVR makes the trencher look like a weak ass gun. And then my very next thought was, why would they make a gun that's so much weaker than a gun we already have? Though it doesn't actually feel like that in game, but the stats show that it is a very weak gun. So I took it into a private match to test out those stats by measuring the shots to kill close, medium, and long range, fire rate, recoil, and ADS speed to see which gun is actually better. So number one thing I wanted to see is that the damage is true. Now the damage on the HVR is 62, and on the trencher it's 58, meaning that the HVR should kill with less shots than the trencher does. So I test out the HVR close range, and guess what guys? It's 4 shots to kill now, and with the trencher at close range, it's 3 shots to kill. Now you could argue and say, hey Karma, that's not damage, that's range. If that's the case, let's look at the range between the two. The HVR's range is 57, and the trencher's range is 50. So that's a +7 for the HVR. Now if the HVR had better range than the trencher does, how is it possible that the trencher kills in 3 shots close range and the HVR kills in 4? Very weird. I don't know what happened, but I distinctly remember the HVR killing in 3 shots close range, but not anymore. Now the HVR does kill with 3 shots close range, but you practically have to be pressing the gun up to the enemy's body, and that rarely happens in the middle of a game when you're in a face-to-face gunfight. So we can't continue the range shots to kill between the two. Now at medium range, the HVR kills in 5 shots and the trencher kills in 4. That still doesn't make sense. And the range that you're almost at long range, you're like kind of stepping out of medium range into long range, the HVR kills in 6 shots and the trencher kills in 5. And at long range, when they're across one side of the map to the other, the HVR kills in 6 shots and the trencher kills in 6 shots as well. So it appears at long range, these 2 guns equal out. However, equipping a rifle barrel on the HVR does nothing to affect the shots to kill, while it does take 1 less shot to kill at medium long range on the trencher. So if you use the trencher, you need rifle barrel if you want to keep that 3-shot kill medium range and 4 to 5 shot kill long, medium, and long range. Okay, now we can look at the fire rate, and this blew my mind as well. When we look at the stats, the HVR fire rate is 76 and the trencher's fire rate is 80. I test out the HVR's fire rate first, and it has an RPM of 760, which is pretty decent for an SMG. And then I test out the trencher's fire rate, and it fires at 650 RPM, meaning the HVR fires much faster than the trencher does. Over 100 bullets per minute faster actually. So that just made having the HVR a game changer. Still, it doesn't make sense that they would say the trencher has a higher fire rate than the HVR does, when it doesn't. Not even close. Now we can take a look at the recoil of these 2 weapons, because I believe accuracy is a great thing on a weapon. So we can look at the HVR's accuracy first, and here's what the recoil pattern looks like, and it seems to be going absolutely all over the place. We can then see what the trencher recoil pattern looks like, and as we can see, the trencher is much better than the HVR in terms of accuracy, but again, the accuracy is higher on the HVR than it is on the trencher, and once again, that doesn't make sense. With a grip on both of these weapons, it does help with the HVR some, but not much. And the trencher, it seems like it makes it worse, which is crazy. What I believe you have to do with the trencher is to put an ELO sight or reflex sight on with the foregrip as well. With both of these attachments together, it seems it dramatically improves the accuracy altogether. So if you're going to use this weapon, I suggest using a foregrip and an elo sight together. And lastly, the ADS speed, and probably the only thing that's going to make it pretty much equal between the HVR and Trencher, as the HVR ADS speed is 133 milliseconds and the Trencher ADS speed is 134 milliseconds. A 1 millisecond difference between the two, and that practically doesn't have a difference at all. So no need to fret about the ADS speed. So once again, we found out there's inaccurate stats on Infinite Warfare. I'm sure the HVR stats were true at one point in time when the game first came out, but then they do nerfs and never change the stats, which they should, because otherwise, what's the damn point of putting stats up in the first place? So since we found out the Trencher is a better weapon to use than the HVR, the most important attachments to throw on it are the foregrip, rifle barrel, and reflex sight, or elo sight. But my best class setup to use on the Trencher is a sight period, reflex sight, or an elo sight, quick draw, rifle barrel, and a foregrip. With those attachments on, I seem to have more success winning face-to-face gunfights. Okay, that's gonna do it, and I hope you guys did enjoy, and if you did, turn that gray thumb into a nice shade of blue, and sub a dub to see more Infinite Warfare videos. Until next time, my friends, I say goodbye and good luck.
Set my heart afire.